line works and the basic structures of those neck is not going to be look like that.
Okay.
So adjust a little bit. Okay, the neck, the jaw line there, right? Okay, the faces are not going to be right. It's not right there, right? Okay. Take a look carefully on my reference there, right? Okay, on my samples, and then try to draw back. Okay.
So can you show me how to draw the how to say
The faces, right?
yeah.
Okay, wait up. Okay, when you start to draw those faces over here, there, right? Check my tools. All right, this is the head there, right? Okay. But in order to develop the head, okay, there's this one circle line over here. To define the head. Okay. And this is basically the center point. And we put into the diagonal line over here, there, right? Okay. Define the postures of the neck and the head at the same time there, right? Now, we draw basically the triangles there. You see the jawline over here, okay? There's triangle shapes that define the faces. And then these are going to be the nose there, okay? In from the triangle at the same time there, okay? The lips, the lower lips and the upper lips there, okay? Shapes there. The neck is okay. When we break down into this line, okay, this is basically the below basically those jaw there, okay? So they're going to be this basically the neck, the shapes of the neck there, okay? Using basically the triangle, we basically using the boxes or cylinders there, okay, to work on that, okay? The shapes of the cylinders, okay, we break down, we break down into this kind of shapes there to draw the neck there, okay? These are going to be the shoulders blade shapes, all right? Right here. It works on that. You see that, guys? So the ears, the eyes, and the ears alignments are going to be defined from the specific kind of line. Okay? This is basically the what we call the, if you look closely, okay, the eyes, the eyeball are going to be right here. So these are going to be those socket of those eyes there. These are going to be the line that define those eyebrows. The shapes of the nose, okay, and the lips there, right? The upper lips, the lower lips there. Okay, break down the ears there at the same times. Using number 5 there, shapes number 5 there, right? Okay, that's how it goes. Try to work on that, Amber.
Okay.
Right, one of the most important thing that I want to see how actually you develop and construct those line works first. Sketch line at the same times. All right, share your screen there, Amber. All right, the rest of you guys who don't want to share the screen, don't basically assume that I always choose Amber to work on that, because I actually give you guys also a chance there for you guys to share about, okay? But none of you guys who are willing to share that, okay? So because I know Amber actually have a lot of difficulty on developing her skills there. So hopefully you guys can learn also from her lessons over here, okay? How actually she developed those kind of things. And we pray that each one of you guys will improve more on your drawing skill at the same time. Okay, make sure you get the right kind of stroke there, Amber. Okay, what brush do you use right now? Okay, good. You can use different kind of colors if you want to there, right? Like blue colors there, red colors there to define the line there, okay? To separate the line altogether there. Right. Great. That kind of line is good, Amber, there, right? Okay? Sketch like that, okay, guys? Please sketch like that. Check back again, okay, the basic structures of the human face. Don't just simply draw the shapes there, okay, without having a lot of understanding there, okay. The circles should be a bit more like closest, okay, to the head there, okay, to the forehead and also to the back of the head there, right? Huh? You can scale down if you can scale up the shapes. You don't have to erase the Amber. You don't have to erase them. You can scale the circles that you draw just now. Okay. Look carefully to the shapes, to the jawline that you find the shapes of those head. Then you draw them back, right? Okay. When you draw those nodes there, okay, Amber, okay, it doesn't fit basically with the shapes of those uh, from those reference there. It doesn't define, okay, the right kind of alignment there, right? Can you see there, okay, the pictures there, okay, and the alignment that you want to draw, a bit difference there, right? The lips that you draw right now is not basically define the reference there. It doesn't define the reference when you draw there, right? See? Look carefully to your reference when you draw. Don't just simply draw them without refer to your pictures there, right? We not actually try to imagine our shapes there, right? Okay. Only we try to define them according to those reference. So that's why when you draw basically the triangles over here, will not basically define the shape itself there, okay? And then you begin to trace the whole thing back again, not only define the structures and apply them back according to those reference. See the difference there? See the alignment that they form basically from your reference there. It's not right there, okay? Where's the lips itself there? Are you sure the lips over here there, right? Look carefully to your reference there, Amber. Look carefully to your reference. Okay? Use your reference to guide you, not to imagine or to assume. You understand what I mean there, right, Amber?
Yes.
Hmm. So far the line works is good there, okay, but the understanding on how to construct the line were not there, okay, Amber. Because it's basically look a bit kind of cacat there, okay, on the line works of those proportions. Okay, even though the jawline, the chin, right? Look carefully when you draw them. I did basically give all these kind of samples there before there, okay? So look carefully, okay, when you draw them, Amber, there, right? So far you got a very good, strong kind of strokes, okay, Amber, but only you need to define and develop more understanding on the based on your reference there, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
May I show you my work? I want you to check my work. I will just like present inside the classroom.
Yeah, can right here, right? Good.
Wait a second, yeah. All right.
I want to capture the screen at the same time, right? Draw the circle line, right? Okay, that define basically the head structures there.
All right.
Mm. All right, guys. Okay, you guys can actually send it over your drawings. Okay, in our WhatsApp groups. All right. Look carefully how the shapes of the ears are going to be look like before you're going to define them, okay, and trace those kind of shapes. All right, develop the whole structures there first. Okay, that means the hexagon kind of shape or the boxes that actually define the ears there. So this is basically a type of way that you are going to develop your kind of your cognitive kind of skills there, okay, in order to define, okay, your kind of what we call that design there. Okay, when you design human characters or any kind of sketch that you're going to develop, okay, you're going to define this kind of way of working there. How about the neck there, okay? How actually define the neck itself there, right? We are not drawing the shoulder pad, okay? We draw the circle line that define basically the shoulders and also the joining there, okay, between the arms, the shoulders, and also the body there, right? Draw the cylinders that form basically the bicep or the arm there, right? And divide them. Don't trace them first, okay? Define the shapes that apply from this arm there, okay, and the bicep there, right? I mean how?
Yeah.
Right now you trace them back, right? You just trace but not define the shapes.
All right.
How actually I actually divide basically the arms, the shoulders, the hands. Right now you're tracing them there, right? Huh?
Okay.
Break down into shapes there, right? I mean how?
So just do it from the shape. After that, just do it like the shape, like muscle shape or anything else.
Before you develop the muscle shapes, define the basic shapes there first.
All right.
Draw the basic shape first. Right now you draw on top of the layers. You just trace back again the shapes there. You not actually define basically the compound or the what we call that the basic form that apply from the shape itself there, right? Like
Okay.
boxes that be bent over into the shapes of the body there, right? You just trace them there. Yeah. Right now you trace them, right? So I want to share my screen over here. Let me show you guys how it works. Okay, guys, take a look here there. Okay, from these subject matters over here there, right, that you saw, I'll actually define them, break down into these shapes there, right? Okay. You take a look at this kind of circle around that define basically the structures of the human head here. Okay. And of course, okay, the way that you draw basically the alignments and how it's good there, okay, to define that. And right now, when you get the shapes of the head, break down, okay, from here into that triangles shapes here. Okay. Break down, okay, because you have that kind of samples of what we call that reference with you right now. Okay, this is the ears, all right, and then the neck itself. Okay, the neck. This basically going to be the neck, right? Just now you draw basically this part, okay? You draw the circles like this one there, okay? It's not basically wrong, but if you define first, okay, where basically the shapes that define, the cylinders that define basically the arms and the hands itself, right? See, the cylinders here. This is the joining there, right? You see there, right? The shape itself there that I tried to combine all together. Yeah. Okay. You must be able to take a look at some of the samples of work from other people's at the same time to work on that. Okay, this is basically the line of actions there. Okay, the line of actions there. Okay.
Right.
See, right now here, it's not easy there, right? But you have to try that first. Okay, divide them into, see, two different parts here. So what I'm going to do right now, I break over to this part. Okay, here's the boxes. This part at the same time. Bend a little bit on these boxes over here. Right, okay, into these shapes. See? Yeah. This part here. Okay, the body part over here, right? This one, I bend over into the boxes directly, square, but I bend it over the shapes. All right. This one, okay, we have the V shapes like there, right? The triangles, circles, and we had that cylinders back again. Right. If you look into the contour line, yes, you can see this kind of line works like this. But if you break down into basically the form, okay, shapes, they're going to be applied with this kind of methods. Okay, this part also quite critical there, okay, because the hands are going to be at a different side over here. All right, it's a different side there, right? Okay, so that means where basically the thumb there, okay, the thumb are going to be right here. These are going to be basically the pointed fingers. All right, the middle fingers actually have been put it behind. This is the ring fingers, and these are going to be the fifth fingers there, right here. So you can't see basically from here the thumb there. Okay, the thumb are going to be right here. There. That's a very tricky there, okay. But all this kind of practice, okay, they have to be done by practice here. So this one, the shapes, the circle shapes, triangles that define the pelvis there, right? And these are going to be those thigh and also the legs there, right? Triangles there. And these are going to be the foot itself there, right? Shapes. See that, Minghao?
Yep.
Break down into different kind of shapes over here. Yeah, this is basically the basic foundations of the subject matter there first. Just now, basically, we saw amber there, right? Okay. Okay, when you start, the line works quite good, amber there, okay, when you draw the basic circle from here. But when you draw them there, okay, when you break down into the shapes like this, but why basically suddenly you draw the lips are going to be right here? You saw carefully, okay, the pictures that you have right here, there, right? Break down a little bit there, the shapes itself. This is the jawline there, okay, and also the chin. The chin should be look like this. And then you will define the over below the neck. These are going to be the shapes of those neck itself. This is the ears, right? And these are going to be the forehead there, right? Okay. and then the eyes. Okay. So from now on there, okay, I want you guys to, okay, the shapes of the, what we call that, the hairline, that define the shapes of those hair there, okay. I want you guys to define everything based on the shapes itself here first, before we're going to add all this kind of detailing later on. Okay, this one, okay, the shapes of the nose. Shapes of the nose here, okay, 1, 2, triangles there, okay. So when I want to draw back again, they're going to be look a bit more like this. Okay, the nose there, right, from here, from this side. Okay, from this side over here. This is going to be the lips, right? So try to define a simplified kind of shape. Okay, the eyes. Okay, this is basically the eyebrow, the shapes of the eyeballs there, right? Eyes over here, right? So what I'm going to do there from here, okay, these are going to be define the forehead. So the eyes are going to be look a bit more like this there. You don't have to add those kind of details here, okay, but learn to develop, learn carefully to develop that kind of understanding there first. The ears are going to be right here, right? And try to simplify a little bit there. So right now, okay, what we're trying to do here, okay, we try to define the understanding there first, okay, by simplifying the whole things into shapes. We don't have to add a lot of extra details yet to work on it. See, we study back again all the element all together there, okay. You can actually use different colors if you want to define every single shapes here. Just now, basically, when you want to draw there, right? How do I think? You hesitate there, okay, a lot. Because why? You don't understand basically how the whole structure is going to be work first. You don't know where basically going to start there, right? That's why you hesitate when you draw them, right? So right now, when you have that kind of reference with you, it's not basically hard for us to study back again the whole structures here, right? The only thing that you need to understand how to break down that first and improve more on your line at the same time, right? I want you guys to improve more on your line work there at the same time. So not actually focus a lot on all these kind of details that even though okay this part okay, you actually can define the shapes there first. Okay. By looking at the reference there, okay, the perspective kind of line, okay, they define them. This is going to be the shoes itself there, right? We don't have to define a lot of details yet there, right? Just to improve your line drawings at the same time, okay? And of course, okay, we want to study basically the subject matters here in this particular kind of way of working. You need to draw a little bit kind of crumple on the pants, go ahead there, right? Okay, but you don't actually apply too much detail from there. This is basically from the basic shapes, right? So define back again the structures over here, right? So it's all about practicing the movements back again, right? Define the movements there first. Because when we want to start from zero there, okay, to learn about the whole things, they're going to take more than one semester to work with it, okay? Well, right now, focusing on the line work, the structures, improve your drawing skill at the same time here, at the same times. So if you want to compare this one, the right, these drawings and the reference, you guys can see there, okay? What basically we have been studying here there, okay? For the whole structures, okay, for the whole kind of ideas of developing our understanding here. It's not all about how detailed you can go from here. It's all about the right way to develop the kind of some constructive line, using the reference at the same time, And of course, okay, what we're going to do, we want to improve our drawing skills, okay, by using this reference with us direct. Okay, and then later on next week, we're going to go further into details after we study and understand and improve our skills of drawings. All right, Amber, careful when you draw those kind of subject matters there. Look into those reference at the same time, okay? Anyone want to share screen? So we need basically that kind of understanding there first. Don't focus on every single detail, okay? Because the problem that we have right now, when you draw something there, okay, you actually look into all this kind of difficulty there. You not actually try to simplify them into shapes. Don't focus on the perfections there, guys, okay? You're not going to be achieve the perfection unless you trace or you have that kind of skills that we want, okay? But right now we want to develop the skill first. We want to study and develop the skill first. And the line work that I produce right now were basically to develop that kind of skills. Amber, I can see your drawings look more better there, okay? But the understanding on the proportions, when you look at the reference, when you observe them, has to be improved from here. Look carefully, right? Okay? Same goes the rest of you guys there. Okay?
Okay.
Share your screen if you want to share your screen here, guys. Anyone want to share screen more there? Okay, we have around half an hour there. The way that I produce the lines look easy there, okay? But you need a lot of practice from here. So that's why from these 6 pictures, don't wait until next week to complete the basic structures there, okay? The quality of those submissions are going to be look like this. Look the same as I actually have been demonstrate to you guys here. Okay? All right, this is basically the quality of line that we want to produce there, guys, first. All right, even though we use reference, we draw on top of the reference there, okay, it doesn't mean that, because if I ask you guys to draw beside or imagine the drawings, you won't be able to get it right. Right now, right, when you try to apply the methods of working, to make sure you apply basically, okay, define the line of actions. Right, where the posts are going to be. Okay, most of you guys, I think 2 of your friends actually have done correctly from there. All right, and after that, you define basically the whole structures of these faces. Okay, when you draw them, okay, circles, the alignments there that you draw just now, and then define basically the form of those structures over here. Okay, the ears part there, right? Okay, and then the neck itself there, right? So without having the reference there with you, okay, this is something that the values that you saw from this exercise there, right? You guys can start to see and develop the kind of understanding from here. Okay, the circle shapes there, right? Okay, then what you can do from here, you can define a bit more better, okay, on that kind of reference, okay, without reference there, okay, you can define a bit more better on those kind of drawings there. So alignment of those eyes, they're going to be right here, there, right? Without reference there right now, I can actually assume them. I'm not actually trying to achieve the perfections there, but you can actually saw how actually I define it the right way to draw the whole thing back again without any reference. This is basically something that we saw basically the value of this exercise. Okay, we can define back again how to draw them without looking at the reference, but we not actually try to trace them exactly there, guys. We try to develop that understanding there first. And you can actually reinvent back again this kind of reference into your own way, okay? But with the right and proper kind of methods. Okay? That's basically the value that we want to create from here. All right, anyone want to share screen? Alvin? Or Junlong? Anyone want to share screen, guys? Okay, please work on it now. Any questions, guys?
Sir, I will share my screen now.
Okay, good. Okay. Look carefully at the bicep, okay? Because the top part are going to be a bit more bigger than the bottoms. Right now it's almost the same there, okay? The bicep, okay, the left arm there, okay? You have to redraw back again. Okay, good. Why basically the joining from those kind of shoulders too small there, right? The circle to join the shoulders there is too small there, right? Too small there, right? Okay? Why very small there, right? How actually you going to join the shoulders there? Don't press too much when you sketch those kind of line there, okay? Don't press too much there, okay? Just relax a little bit when you press it. Look carefully to the shapes of the chest when you draw those kind of line work there, right? The shoulder blade, the shoulder pad, right, okay, the neck itself there, right, okay. Look carefully, okay, what type of shape that you're going to use from there. Try to define the line of actions that apply from these poses. Are you sure the neck are going to be end up to that area there? There has to be further a little bit more on those shoulder blade there, right? The neck. Now you trace them, not define the shapes there. You try to trace them, not define the shapes there, right? When you draw this pelvis, okay, this is not a kidney there, okay? Think how? You didn't draw the kidney there, okay? You draw the joining kind of line, okay? The circle line that join together with those thigh and also the legs there. You don't draw the kidney there, okay? If you draw the kidney there, okay, why don't you draw basically the gun itself, okay, and the balls there, right? A bit more detailing from there, okay? Define the shapes that apply from the subject matters here. So draw the cylinders that define the thigh directly. Don't forget define the line of actions that apply from these poses there, right? Okay, Ming Hao. There are basically only one single shapes of the cylinders there. Okay, from this part there, okay. You can break down a little bit more details, okay, in the futures if you want to study more anatomies there, right? You can use the different layers if you want to there, right? But right now, focus more on the anatomies there first, okay? Right now, your how actually you define the shapes basically is basically quite very complicated a bit there, okay? So let me show you guys basically, okay, from this reference. All right. Okay, you guys can see the screen here, there, right? Take a look how actually I define the shapes of these. Say, basically the line of actions are going to be right here, okay? If I'm going to put it on the top there, okay, on the head, onto the body, they're going to be look like this one there, okay? So from here, if you look closely, all right, the head itself are going to be right here. Okay, the shapes of the head there, right? Okay, these are going to be, all right, triangle or the shapes of those circle for those jaw line there, right? Okay, so the neck itself, okay, if you check it closely, okay, the neck are going to be right here. See, the neck itself there, right? Just now you draw it right here, only the Ming Hao there, right? Huh? So the nose, all right, the lips, and the jawline there, okay, and also the chin itself, okay. The eyes, right here, the shapes of the eyes there. These are going to be those. When we break down a little bit, okay, these are going to be the ears there, right? Okay, and overall, you guys can see basically it's basically those shape at the forehead at the same time, right? Huh? Okay, right here, okay. If you want to break down, okay, this one, what is this? Okay, we not actually draw the and the what we call it, the articulated kind of dot, okay, but you define basically the form of these arms and also the bicep is okay. This one there, I can see. Take a look over here. These are going to be those arms there. Okay. Right now, basically, okay, this part basically is quite tricky a little bit, okay, because they show, right, the form of these fingers there, right? Circles around, cylinders there. All right. This part, big difference there. Okay. All right. This part basically, okay, the the chest itself, there, right? It came from, so basically the boxes there, right here, break down into two different parts there. These are going to be the hips, all right? Not like this one, the balls there, right? Okay, don't draw this one there, okay? No detail, no kidney kind of shapes there, right? Okay, now I break down the chest, okay, shapes, and the shoulder pad, okay, if I want to, okay, from here. Because whatever that you're going to do there, okay, make sure you develop the kind of understanding how to break down the shape all the time, okay? Because we're using basically the same kind of shapes all the time there, okay? Okay, this part there, right? Okay, to define the shape from this side are going to be look like this. There. To define the fingers there. Okay. Fingers, okay, 4 fingers have 3 different segments. The thumb are going to be only 2 segments, okay? Each finger is there, right? From here. Right? Okay, guys? So the middle finger should be a little bit more longer. There, right? The side basically just not, okay? Because you saw there's a muscles over here there, okay? What you can do there, okay? And how just now? All right, this is the calf there, okay? But you draw basically the shape first. The circle shapes, the cylinders that form basically 2 different parts of those legs there, right? Okay, 1 and 2 there, right? Okay, that's how it goes there. Make not too simple, but you simplify them to make easy for you to develop that kind of understanding first. Even though we can break down later on the calf over here there, okay? But at the moment, try to make it a bit more simple for you to understand the whole structures. They're using a very simplified kind of shapes there. If you look closely, right, I'm using only cylinders, circles, square or what we call that, but I bend a little bit, okay, on the square itself there, right? And then half circles there for the foot right here. It's a bit kind of square, right? A bit kind of like triangle, but I make it to hexagon a bit there, right? Circles. And of course, this part, okay, are going to be cylinders. Break down a little bit, bend over to the cylinders into another shapes there, right? Okay, we bend a little bit the shapes over here. This one circles and cylinders there. Okay, to define this kind of pointed fingers there, right? So try to simplify the shape itself before you're going to draw. Then if I want to draw the hairline shapes, I can actually define them right here. Stylize them back. Okay. Try to simplify things before you're going to add a bit more details there, okay? So the line work that been produced also has to be defined carefully when you draw them. All right, guys? This one, okay, need more practice, we need more exercise, and so you need to apply and look into a reference a lot, and then you try to draw them back, right? Study a bit more further from there, okay? So this kind of practice, we're not going to be go easy there, guys, okay? Look easy, okay, for me to work on that because I've been practiced a lot, all right? So you guys need to look into a lot of this kind of reference, or for example, okay, the human figure drawings there, for example, okay, figures, drawing, right? Try to take a look at the reference samples of work, how people do those line works there, okay? But don't just copy the line works there, okay? Try to draw and apply that back again on yourself there when you draw them, okay? So this week's sketch, next week's is to be more details, yes. Next week will be more details there, to present it more details there, okay? This week will be more kind of like very rough line shapes kind of works there, okay? Yeah, can there, okay? You can actually define independent kind of style character, but don't actually write. If you want to practice them, if you want to experiment first for this week, go ahead. You can show me there, okay? Yeah, design can be next week, Kayi. But if you have to test first, experiment first, go ahead, right? Don't wait there, okay? Because we need to practice a lot for this time, okay? You need to develop a few number kind of, right? Because it doesn't mean, okay, for example, okay, right here, when you have complete this one, okay, oh, you're satisfied with it, right? Okay, you don't want to draw anything yet anymore, okay? Don't they, right? Okay, don't actually right, assume that you can get right, you know, one or two drawings, okay? Keep on practicing the line works at first. Understand, study first the right kind of methods that works, okay? Because this is basically the one of the methods that I try to plan with the student who actually doesn't enough time to practice in the more what we call that a structured kind of way there, okay? So I try to make a very shortcut kind of way to study figures, but at the same time it will be more effective if you practice a lot, okay? You cannot run away by practicing a lot of exercise there, okay? 6 drawing or 6 reference that you have, do more and try to get as close as you can from my kind of sample that I've been demonstrating to you guys here, okay? Try to get the right kind of line there, okay? And when you move your hands according to the line that I do there, okay? Just now I saw me now, okay, you repeat the line good, okay? But try to control a bit more further on your pressure kind of line there, okay? Your stroke itself there, okay? Don't press too much when you draw there, okay? Like just now when you draw there, okay? You draw a lot like this one, okay? Just relax when you draw them, right? Try to get very soft kind of line. Sometimes you can actually apply the quality of line at the same time here. Get the quality of line at the same time here, right? Okay. Try to get the quality of line at the same time. Okay, then you will get it right here. I didn't actually focus a lot on the perfections all the time, see? But when you look at my kind of line works, it's kind of like believable that it's almost right, but basically it's not there, right? Okay, I'm not actually focused on the perfections right here. I'm just focusing on how actually construct the basic structures in the right way, alignments, okay. At the same time, so when I look at the reference directly, and then I try to simplify the shapes, but look a little bit more logic when you present it, okay, because it's look properly done there, okay, not out of proportions there. So proportion also important, okay, like Amber just now, okay, even though you have the reference in front of you, you still cannot basically define between the chin, the jawline there, okay, according to those reference there. Sir, to double confirm again for this week, we try to understand the, yeah, draw tummy first, and then next week we have to start characters like, yes, that's right. Okay, start with the basic structures there, right? Okay, the one that I show you guys in these classrooms, apply them back. But if you want to experiment them, go ahead. Okay, don't wait until next week, then I'll wait, because sometimes young people like you guys, you have that kind of wild idea inside your mind, okay, you don't want to wait again, so push further on your kind of exercise, your practice into next levels there, right? Okay, always there, right? Try to be more advanced from other people there. Okay, any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay, open up your webcam there first. I want to see you guys' face before we dismiss. So Ming Hao, they're right, okay. Make sure they're right, okay. Practice a bit more further, okay. Because this line works, okay. This kind of line works is very important, guys, okay. Not only for our subject, okay. When you want to sketch your ideas, and you want to develop your kind of ideas later on more faster, more quicker, there, okay. This is the type of drawing that you want to have as a part of your skills. I want to focus on the skills there, right? Okay, the skills to develop the line works in the right way there, okay. This is basically the thing that we want to achieve there with the line work itself there, right? Okay, later on when you actually write, because the knowledge that you want to bring over, okay, the anatomies, the figure drawings, the proportions, whatever that you want to draw there, right, okay, in the futures, right, you will develop from time to times. All right, Ming Wai, where are you? Being, Chia Hao, Kai Yi, O Long, Kai Jin, Siu K. What are you eating there, right, Ming Wai? Can you share with us? All right. All right, Jin Long. All right. You've been here basically for almost 2 semesters there, okay? So make sure you can develop again from there, okay? All right. Jin Long, I want to see more, okay? And take care of yourself a bit more further, Jin Long, there, right? Okay? Take care of yourself a bit more further there, right? Okay? So take care of your health at the same time, guys. Right. All right. So this week, don't stress too much, okay? To add all this level of details. Try to develop, understand the basic structures that define from those reference there, from those pictures, okay? The shapes there, okay? And go further to look into another reference, another sample of works, okay, when you start to develop your exercise here. All right, Amber, right, you're doing good in your sketch line, but be more what we call that sensitive and concerned the structure that been developed in each different parts of your human characters there, right? The human structures there, okay? Because if you look when you look at your drawings all the time, okay, when you look at your reference or your that drawing, try to look first, try to study first all the major details that define the structures there. After that, you start to draw lah. Don't just simply look at those reference. Just now, okay, I give you guys this Leng Chai kind of reference there, okay, samples there, okay, drawings there, right? So don't look at those kind of samples of work as a layman kind of way of looking things, okay? Look into the shapes, the structures, the elements, before you draw them still. All right, and then you figure it out with your hands how actually you're going to construct your line in the right way there, right? Okay, practice your hand there, right? Okay, those are the things that is, and then improve them furthermore, okay, because you have to draw every day. You cannot skip your practice every day there, okay? Every day at least 30 minutes, right? Okay, or 1 hour practice your drawings there, right? Okay, that's how actually you're going to go from there. All right. Any questions? Any questions? No? All right. So thank you very much, guys. See you guys next week. All right. All right. This week kind of exercise, okay? Basically, I forgot to tell everyone, okay? We need to submit this exercise this week. This exercise, okay? And the final weeks are going to be your submission for the project one. All right. The progress has to be submitted also this week. The progress. All right. I forgot to tell everyone about it, okay? Because I give you guys the deadline next week, right? But the progressions of these drawings has to be submitted this week, the progressions there. That's why I put those folders there, right? Okay? That's why I put those folders inside there, right? Okay? So the submissions, all right? The submission for this week exercise, which is lead into our project one this week, and the detailed drawings, the character design, for example, there, okay? And some of the shading shadows that we're going to add, okay? We're going to submit the final one next week. Progression has to be this week there. Okay, the progressions that we actually have been done right now there, okay? What I can actually write, it can be if you want to there, okay? I don't want to put that as a part of those compulsory, but if you want to draw the whole thing back again into the same kind of persons, also can there, okay? Because that sample that I give you guys basically is the characters there, okay? It's define the characters there, okay? You didn't have to, if you want to play with your imaginations, okay, there, okay, I'm good with it. But if you want to remain the same kind of drawings, the same kind of reference, it's okay. The only thing that I'm going to be different, basically based on the marking system that I'm going to give you, okay, it's all based how actually you develop that understanding there. Okay, sometimes when people want to design, next week I'm going to show you guys a different kind of sample of how actually I define those illustration, those kind of characters, those kind of, we call that reference into different kind of styles of characters there, okay? I will show you guys there, okay? But at the moment, study first, improve your drawing skills, improve your understanding how to define the shapes there, and then we actually can simplify them next week. Okay? So hopefully you guys will look into a bit more different kind of perspective there, or different kind of point of view there, okay? So right now, maybe you have that kind of ideas, maybe there, okay? To draw like anime, manga kind of styles only there, okay? It's okay. But I will show you guys different side of illustration styles there that we can do from there. Okay? Yes, JPEG files there, okay? JPEG files. PDF are good, okay? The same thing there, right? All right. So thank you guys. Okay, you guys are co-curriculars, okay? So thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. I will update basically back again. Thank you very much for asking that question, okay? They're supposed to be in PDF format, right? Okay? It's supposed to be PDF format, right? So thank you very much, guys. Okay, for these sessions. Take care, everyone. There, okay. I know the case right now is quite heavy. My plea is also quite heavy. Okay, please take care. Right, please take extra precautions on that. Okay, on your health at the same time. Okay. So bye bye, and also have a good day and have a good rest. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Bye bye.
Welcome. There, right.